So, what an incident happened at 1 o'clock in Bangladesh. Tarique Rahman, that is Khaleda Zia's son. After 17 years, he returned to his own country, Bangladesh. He repeatedly spoke about restoring peace in Bangladesh, about ensuring that the people of Bangladesh can live in peace. This means the July movement. And the year and a half following the July movement, what happened in his country during that time is clear. Begum Khaleda Zia's son, Tarique Rahman, returned to the country after 17 years. There were various cases filed against him. Those cases were withdrawn by Muhammad Yunus, and then Tarique Rahman returned to Bangladesh again. After Tarique Rahman's return, crowds of hundreds of thousands of people could be seen. In Bangladesh, the Nationalist Party, that is the BNP, their supporters, millions of people, were energized by Tarique Rahman's homecoming. Upon his return to the country, Tarique Rahman kept repeating just one message. No matter the religion, no matter the profession, whether woman, man, or child, people of Bangladesh want peace. In other words, just as the Democratic Party BNP says. Or, as other political parties say, there is no such relationship with Jamaat-e-Islami. This had already been stated and made known, and there is no alliance with Jamaat-e-Islami. Jamaat's influence had grown in Bangladesh, and there are indeed types of influence from Jamaat in Bangladesh. During the reign of Muhammad Yunus and the student organization of the NCP, the students who led the movement and formed the NCP, all of their eyes were set on the position of Prime Minister. All of them were focused on the throne, on the chair. But BNP's hope means something else. The arrival of Tarique Rahman means, to put it simply, if a mainstream political party comes to power, then the NCP will no longer exist, and will Jamaat be able to exert the same kind of influence? Because if they win by a huge margin with the votes of ordinary people, and the ordinary people regarding Jamaat, as we have seen, in Bangladesh, it is clear that there are millions of people standing beside the BNP. It was Jamaat that had called in the ISI, it was Jamaat that had brought in Pakistan's influence, and it was through Jamaat, through their connections, that meetings with Jamaat's representatives had increased. But with Jamaat, Muhammad Yunus was also involved, and the way the liberation war was being denied, 1971 was being denied, Mujibur Rahman was being denied. Even if they don't mention the liberation war today, this date, Rahman made it clear what they mean. 19. They do not deny the struggle of 1971. Now it's true that when Khaleda Zia was Prime Minister for several years, yes, she was anti-India and various anti-India groups were active there. But think about it. Has such a terrible, catastrophic event like this ever happened before? Has Chayanaut ever been vandalized? Has the Puthi Library ever been attacked? Have Hindus ever been murdered one after another like this? Has an entire Hindu village ever been burned down? Again, has Rabindranath Tagore ever been disrespected? Has anyone ever been placed next to Qazi Nazrul, someone who was just an activist for a few years? Begum Khaleda Zia was the Prime Minister when someone was buried there. But at that time, was Mujibur Rahman's historic museum in Dhanmondi ever broken into pieces and destroyed? No, these things did not happen. Muhammad Yunus, in order to maintain his power, did not hold elections quickly. By collaborating with Jamaat and the NCP, they have brought Bangladesh to this current state, and Tarique Rahman, Begum Khaleda Zia's son, made it very clear that the BNP has been out of power for more than a decade and a half. But now, the situation has changed quite a lot. And with Tarique's significant and much anticipated return, many influential camps within Bangladesh's intricate internal politics, those ambitious individuals who had their covetous eyes firmly fixed on the coveted throne, might even be compelled to completely relinquish their long-held and deeply cherished ambitions. Look closely after Sheikh Hasina decisively left the country and departed from the political scene. The political equations within Bangladesh have already changed quite a lot. How might things change if the BNP comes to power? Over the past few months, Jamaat-e-Islami has increased its organizational strength and number of activists, and that has had an impact. But compared to the BNP, that influence is nowhere near as significant. The Awami League has been banned. The Awami League's leader, Sheikh Hasina, is out of the country, as are many other Awami League leaders. Even the supporters of the Awami League want this to return to the mainstream. They want mainstream political parties to come back to Bangladesh. And as for Tarique Rahman, who can say today, with these millions of people, The crowds are coming to meet Tarique Rahman or to attend Tarique Rahman's rallies, even Awami League supporters. They just want to survive. The ordinary people today, the situation they are in, and the way the Hindu community is facing terrible danger, the kind of horrific, monstrous incidents that are happening now. Tarique Rahman sent them a message saying that people of any religion, any profession want peace. Peace will return among them, in other words. Jamaat, which oppresses the Hindu minority, disrespects Rabindranath Tagore, and vandalizes Udichi, doesn't have that many supporters. He made it clear, yes, he didn't say anything provocative about Sheikh Hasina, because he wants Awami League supporters too. He knows that very well. The Awami League, for various reasons, either won't or simply cannot contest this upcoming election, and he absolutely needs the crucial support of the dedicated Awami League supporters. In other words, the Jamaat can be easily blown away like insignificant chaff, and consequently, the NCP will effectively cease to exist anymore, won't it? The NCP is already under pressure from Tarique's return. It can be said that for this reason, one NCP leader has already resigned and mentioned joining the BNP. By February 12th, many more NCP leaders might join the BNP and there could be more splits within the NCP, surely. Tarique Rahman, who hasn't forgotten 1971, is recognizing independence from the 1971 war. This means interactions with Pakistan will be much less. It won't be as extreme as Muhammad Yunus, many believe. Many in the international community genuinely think so, and that's precisely why India is also closely watching what significant role Tarique Rahman plays in Bangladesh. But in Bangladesh, it's abundantly clear that if the BNP truly fights with all its might under Tarique's leadership, Jamaat-e-Islami will be completely blown away like mere chaff in the election. Let me say it again. When Begum Khaleda Zia was Prime Minister, the biggest media houses like Pratham Alo and Daily Star, which embarrassed Bangladesh internationally, are being set on fire. They were vandalized and journalists were killed, but it didn't happen during Begum Khaleda Zia's time. So, for any country, a single government through democratic processes is very important. And today, what did Muhammad Yunus do? He rolled out the red carpet and provided massive security for Tarique Rahman. He thanked him over the phone. Actually, what is Muhammad Yunus's responsibility? The responsibility of this interim government is to conduct the election, facilitate the transfer of power, bring change, and step down after handing over power. Where will Muhammad Yunus go? Did Muhammad Yunus roll out this red carpet because if he can become the president of Bangladesh, he would gain enough power? Did Muhammad Yunus arrange this reception for Tarique today just to secure that presidency?